Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back.
Good afternoon, Kalyan.
Good afternoon, sir.
Any immediate concern?
Hello,
Yes, sir. Yes,
No.
sir.
Okay.
I have.
Yes,
Um,
Shruti. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Please.
At morning you were talking about the
Shruti,
omitting
could
part.
we could we have your video on, please, if possible?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Just a minute.
yeah. Please. Morning. You can continue.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So, can you see me now?
Yes. Please.
Okay. So you were talking about the omitting part, morning when somebody spoke about the omelette when we are feeding omelette to a child and it is omitting. And
Vomiting.
you said
Vomiting.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, omitting. So
Uh-huh.
you said that after some time, like after 4 5 times, if we feed this same thing to that child, it will stop omitting.
Yes.
So I don't agree with that part because see, many times body will have some discomfort or indigestion problems.
Yes.
So it will be like physical problems some people will be having.
Yes.
So that cannot be cured with the thought process or psychological way. So it is related to body itself. We cannot correlate it to the psychology.
Well, in case of this aspect, this particular example that you picked up, something which is a non-food has been introduced, and the individual becomes numb about it. Now, sensory numbness was something that we were discussing about, but that doesn't mean the impact of that non-food will not happen in the body. That will happen for sure. Just that vomiting is a sensory response, suppose, like in case of chili example is also quite similar, that the first
Chili means what
experience.
happens? Yeah, chili is like when you're keeping it in your mouth only, your body will
Respond.
respond.
Yes.
But this I have seen because my daughter has allergy to egg. So when she was 1 year old, I used to feed her egg. Okay. So that time we used to forcefully feed her because she didn't understand that time. Like we used to show here, there, and we used to like crows and all. We used to show her, and we used to feed her, and she never used to understand like what we are feeding her. But now she's understanding. Now she's quite old. So 8 or 9 years old that time when. Like in between we stopped it because we are vegetarians. We just wanted her to gain some protein, so we were feeding her, but in between we stopped for a long time. And then when again we introduced it, she started omitting, and then we thought, okay, let us continue for some more time, so that she will get used to it. But even though we continued it, she kept on throwing up. She didn't her body didn't get adjusted to that food at all. So now she doesn't eat at all. So I think it is related to the physical aspect also, not only the psychology.
No, I couldn't comprehend the exact point that you were trying to make here on this.
See, actually, when we think of food as a conditioning, right? Mental conditioning. Okay. See, people are eating fruits because they're conditioned to eat fruits. People are eating normal food. What is called as normal food? Cooked food is a normal food. People are eating. So we are conditioned to eat that, right? But in that also,
conditioning
like
can happen. So if it is the point that conditioning can happen for any food, that is understandable. Yes. Next.
So, but it is not only a mental conditioning, also a physical aspect. Like, see, if we have some issues in the physical body in digesting that particular food, even though you are mentally, you are not conditioned. Okay. So you may have allergies towards it. You may have indigestion towards it. So that is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so what we are trying to understand here, suppose something is designed wise non-acceptable, then at the sensory level, our senses may become numb because of the conditioning, but that doesn't mean that the impact of the same at the body level doesn't happen.
No,
So,
you said na, that once you feed for 5 to 6 times, the vomiting will stop.
yeah, so vomiting in most of the cases, that is what is the sensory response will stop, but that doesn't mean that the toxicity inside the body will stop. That doesn't mean that the toxicity will stop. The sensory numbness happens because of the conditioning. That was the point. It was not the proposal that the egg will become very beneficial for the body. Design wise, egg is not a design food, but we are imposing that onto us. So initially there will be sensory response, rejecting that. But due to conditioning that, yes, Atanu.
Can I tell something,
Please,
Kalyan?
That could
please,
be
please,
also
sir.
because, sorry, that
Yeah,
could also be
actually,
because of,
Yeah, Atanu, please.
yeah. So actually, what she's telling, let me narrate this. You know, I'm giving one example that when we are going to the fish market, then the fish market peoples, they are quite habituated with the smell of the fishes. Okay, so that is our body is
Yes,
not conditioned for that reason. It's very
yes,
uncomfortable for us,
yes,
whereas that's very natural for them. So what you are telling, that example, that okay, it's very for maybe for 5 or 6 times that was unnatural to them, but after that actually it's very, the sensory organs are numb to that fishy smellings.
yes,
Yes.
And but the lady who is now telling about her daughter, that's a physical physiological indigestion. So definitely when physiological indigestion, so suppose that in the fish market, if someone has a numbness or someone has a allergy for that particular smell of fish, then definitely if he or she is in a fish market, he will have some problem. There will be some rash or there will be some other significant thing will happen also, because that's a physical problem. The same thing that little kid is happening, because after 4 or 5 times egg is given, as there is a allergy tendency for that kid. So for that reason, she is not taking this particular eggs, or she is giving some different thing. So that's a complete physiological indigestion and physiological, I think, rejection from the body.
Yeah, that
yeah.
is what I wanted to tell.
Right, right. It is understandable. It is understandable. But additionally, what we are proposing here, that even if there is a sensory numbness, then also there is a physiological impact. Then also the physiological impact, your case is little unique in that sense that the physiological responses are continued for the child. But in
But
the
Kalyanji,
cases, yeah,
do we have like if I can put it in this way, that
yes,
do we have uh, physical intelligence as well? Like a body has its own intelligence, because
Yes.
when we have a kind of fever or any disease, so I observe it that it itself does not allow to take food. The body itself,
yeah,
still mind wants to eat something, or we force it to eat something because we thought that because of the disease we are lacking some protein or something else, so we have to keep food inside.
yes,
But body itself is that time oppose
yes,
take
yes,
any food
yes.
so it has its own intelligence as well, I think.
It has, as per design, it has, and that is what is the voice of the organism we are referring to. P2 is the voice of the organism.
On the
If the P,
organism.
yeah, if the P2 is driven by P1, then that particular intelligence is experienced by everyone, by the organism. But if the P2 is driven by P3, yes, yes,
So
Atanu,
Kalyan, the question is that, as you were telling, that suppose the fisherman example,
yes,
that the fish, the people who is sitting in the market, fish
yes,
market,
yes,
though his or her smelling organs are numb for the fishy smelling,
Yes.
But still you were telling that there is a physiological impact. So what is the
Yes.
impact for that actually?
Yes.
What is the impact exactly?
Yes. That's what we are going towards that. Like in this workshop, that is included. The theory of toxemia is that only. When the energy is compromised, then what happens physically, physiologically, that's what we will be exploring in a while. So, and that is a very obvious journey of the toxin within the body. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll be going there. Yes. Alex, you want to say something, sir?
Yeah, Kalyanji, I just want to know, how do we know if egg is not human beings' food? For example, today I was going through some videos where one monkey was supposed to be getting extinct, and that monkey, 4,000 monkeys are left of it. And primarily food is basically fruits, vegetables, and some eggs. So eggs, if one of the monkeys, and insects also. So how do we know? I mean, as a voice of organism, P2, how do we know if egg is not for us?
First of all, without modification, consuming of egg will be difficult, it seems. I don't know. Like if one can consume it without modification, then it's their food. It's his food. But in a general condition, the smell of the egg without modification and the taste of the egg is not very acceptable by the human being. That's what is my suspicion. Any experience otherwise?
Not from me, sir, but I just wanted to ask the lady who had given the egg to her child.
No, that must be a modified egg, like maybe boiled or omelette.
Genetically, we are vegetarians. I feel this is what I feel. Genetically, we are vegetarians.
No, let's not bring personal feeling, ma'am. Let's not bring personal feeling. What is the design? Design means what is the spontaneity of this design? Yes.
No, not personal feeling.
Your understanding then your understanding you are sharing, right? Yes, please.
So we are actually genetically we are designed to eat something like North Karnataka. I mean, North Indians, South Indians, food is different, and lifestyle is different. So the same way, we vegetarians and non-vegetarians, genetically their digestive system is different. So when we forcibly we try to eat somebody else's food, which genetically we are not designed to digest. I think that is the reason we are not able to digest it.
We can actually look at this aspect with a simpler understanding, perhaps. Like in nature, for an organism, the food is something which is accepted by that organism without any modification, isn't it?
But wheat we are modifying, right? We are modifying and we are making chapatis.
So it is not our food. That shows that it is not our food. If we have to modify to consume something, then it shows that naturally it is not our food. Isn't it?
But people are able to live happily even after eating.
Oh, that's a different issue. That's a different issue that we'll be discussing. But what is our design? What is our design if we are trying to understand? Then our design is to consume something without modification. Consider you are in a jungle and you don't have any prior training. How do you survive? And there is a wheat bowl of wheat or a pile of wheat kept, and there is a fruit tree. So you are hungry. What you will consume?
Obviously fruits only.
Right.
What I feel is like from ancestors, we have seen people are eating our ancestors. They have lived 100 years, 150 years.
So what now?
So how if
that hasn't changed our biology? That hasn't changed our biology.
If that food is not our food, then how we are able to survive?
No, survival is something that is managed by the body, even whatsoever the condition. Optimally, body will endeavor to survive. That's a design. Another beauty of this design. The survival will happen despite having a toxic environment. Optimally, as much as possible, the body will survive. But that
But
doesn't prove.
So when we give a apple to a lion, it won't eat. But
Yes.
human beings are not like that. Human beings can eat everything.
No, without modification, ma'am. This needs to be understood. Without modification, whatever we can eat, that is our food naturally. That's what is that. So human being is not the single species.
Then why we are
there
eating?
are lakhs of
modifying
species
everything?
in this universe.
But only human beings can have that intellect or intelligence to modify it. Other
Yes.
animals, they don't have that intelligence to modify it.
Agree. So what? Biologically, you have
See,
not changed.
if I give a monkey to
Yeah.
if I give a monkey wheat, what it will do? It will not. It can't, because it
can't.
doesn't have that intelligence.
Yes,
But
even
human beings have that
human being
intelligence.
also, this traditional training, if it is not given, then human being also will choose not to eat.
I don't think so, sir. Because see,
so you see,
we have
you
been
think
living in a
a
community.
human being, you think a
Human
human
beings
being
is a
without a
community.
prior training will prepare rotis?
See,
Kalyan,
we can
Yes.
speak. Okay, human beings can speak. The other species can't. Human beings can think. Human beings can communicate. We
Ma'am,
have a
there is
community.
some assumption here. So the
No, it is
speaking,
not
the
assumption. It is
communication,
not assumption. It is a fact.
the communication is there in other species also. The way we communicate, they don't communicate. The way they communicate, we don't communicate. Communication is very much there.
Make pots, they can't build houses, they can't the way we are living, they can't live. Okay. So we can't live the
way they
animals
are
are living.
living, we are not living. The way they are living, we are not living. That also can be an argument.
Why? Because we
So
have
the
intelligence.
superiority that we are proposing, that's our assumption.
Not superiority. It is, see, a bird eats grains, right?
Yes.
Bird eats grains.
Yes.
And monkey eats fruits, and a cow eats grass.
Yes.
Okay. So horse eats the pulses. So I feel, see, all these animals, we have evolved. Like we are uh, see, when you see all these animals, um, we are much more, yeah, I agree to that, we are much more superior compared to all the other animals.
No, that's not the proposal. You're agreeing for what? That was not the proposal, that we are superior.
Not your I'm not agreeing with your proposal, but I'm agreeing with that we are much more superior than any other animals, because we are a mixture of all the animals. Because
Yeah,
see, we can eat
Nandini unmuted. Nandini is going to counter that.
I can't. I have to speak.
Yes, please.
You have what's Shruti?
Yes.
Okay. There is I hear a big assumption in what you're saying. Your assumption is that human beings are superior. You have to question this assumption. Is it really true that human beings are superior to all other species?
It is a fact. I'm not assuming it. It is a fact.
What is the basis of that fact, ma'am?
What is the fact? You said that
one by one, Vijay, please.
So you said, one of the things you said was that other species cannot build homes, but they do. Birds build nests.
Not like us.
Because you're assuming that we are the only ones that know that what our standards are the highest standards. That's what I'm hearing.
Have you seen apes?
What I'm hearing is that the human standard is the highest standard.
One by one, please. Yeah.
Monkeys are called as our ancestors. We have evolved from monkeys as a Darwin's theory, right? According to Darwin's theory, we have evolved from there were Neanderthals, so many things, so many species have come after monkeys. Okay, we have evolved. and due to our
So
intelligence, due to our
your
consciousness,
assumption is that Darwin knew the truth.
that is not
That's your
assumption, that is
assumption?
a fact.
What, that Darwin knew the truth? That's a fact?
I'm not saying about Darwin's. I'm not talking about Darwin's.
Oh, you
We
just
have
mentioned
seen,
Darwin.
we have seen evolving. Okay, this is the
So evolution, you're saying, is a fact, right? That's your basis.
yeah. Evolution is the fact.
Okay.
Evolution is the fact. We are evolved people compared to
We are
other
evolved.
species. Like if you give a monkey something, it can't make anything because it doesn't have intelligence. And it has so much of anger. I have
It
seen
has its
monkeys
own
that don't
intelligence. It has its own intelligence, which is
But-
correct for what they need. Like whales, some people say, are more intelligent than all other species on the planet. They have their
See,
own
when it-
intelligence,
when you
conduct their
make
life,
one monkey
and it is
man,
in no way inferior to ours. It's our misunderstanding that
saying
we
they're
are the most
inferior.
intelligent
I'm not
species on
saying
the planet.
I'm not
And look
saying
at
they're
what we are
inferior.
doing.
They
Wait,
Yeah,
are
Nandini.
right.
you need to listen to me as well.
One by one.
Shruti, you need
Yeah,
to
please.
stop talking for 1 minute and listen to me as well with an open mind and an open heart. You are more intelligent than me. Okay, let's just assume that. I'm giving it to you. You are more intelligent than me. You have read Charles Darwin, you know, whatever. So don't worry about trying to impress me, but just listen. Okay, that's my request, if it's okay. So what I'm saying is that it is human beings' assumption that we are the most evolved. But let's look at the facts. Okay, what are we doing to this world? Is there any other species generating the amount of garbage that we do? Is there any other species that is so sick as we are? Is there any other species that is going to doctors and hospitals and dietitians and nutritionists to find out what they should eat? I think a squirrel is more intelligent than a human being, because if I look at this aspect that it knows what to eat, whereas we don't. We have, I believe, and this is an assumption and it can be questioned, that we have corrupted our senses by modifying, if we look at food, by modifying our lifestyle, you know, wearing clothes, living in buildings. What you're calling evolution, if you keep an open mind, I am saying I have another perspective that we can discuss and explore, that we are corrupt. We are no longer living naturally. We are not eating naturally. We are not living in natural homes, and we are suffering as a species. We are sick, and we are mentally as well not happy. Whereas I see that my rabbit or my dog or my cat eats and lies and is happy. I do not believe that we are more evolved than other species. I believe we are just one of many species, and everybody has their own intelligence, and everybody has the capacity to live. And sometimes I feel that we are less evolved than them because they are not sick. That's a fact. Because they are happier. That's a fact, right? So this is my proposal for you to
Yes, over to you, Shruti, please.
I want to talk about it.
Yes, please, please.
Yeah. So then why we are living in this house? We should live in jungle, first thing.
Yeah,
we should live in jungle.
We need
Then
to consider it. We need to consider it. There are many tribes still living in jungle.
See, when you're living like a monkey, then you have to live in a jungle, not in the society.
Absolutely.
And you should not wear dresses. You should
Absolutely. Let's
Then
go to the
why?
other extreme then.
Not extreme.
This is generally the argument. You know, if you say eat apple, they say live in jungles, remove your clothes.
When our food is like monkeys, then we should live like them. Why we are living here? This is my question.
I have something to say.
Yes. Yes, Atulu, please.
See, I mean, if we are considering that, okay, we are as equal as other animals, or we are inferior to other animals, then that is it's clearly showing that, okay, when the fire was first rediscovered, I will not say discovered, rediscovered by human being, then that was the ultimate moment of cards of a human civilization, because all this evil sense, or according to you, that okay, what is against the civilizations and all these things is starting from the fire. Okay, but I don't think so, because without human being, there is no other species in this world has done any alteration to this ecosystem. I'm not telling about only foods. Okay, so if the intelligence was already with any other species, then definitely they would have done the alteration. Now you can say that, okay, what was the necessary for alteration? Do you know that what was necessary and what was not necessary? Do you, can you say this? There is no one in this world who can say that what is right, what is wrong, what was necessary, what was wrong. But exactly the fact what we can see, that human being can alter from the raw materials. By this,
Yes.
human being has produced the 5G mobile systems, by which at least they are trying to connect with other extraterrestrials peoples. Human being can reach to moon or other this planets also. Human being can create some new devices by which at least some comfort has come. So at and medical system also. Now today you cannot say that, okay, one lion or one the lion also doesn't know that what exactly the
So
right for
I'm
him.
sorry, one sec. So all this
One
that
second,
you
let me
shared,
complete, let me complete,
Let
please,
him
let
let
me
him
complete,
finish.
no,
let me
no,
complete.
I
Yeah,
have a
let him
clarification
finish.
actually.
Let him
Let me
finish.
Yeah,
complete,
Then
let
we'll
him
let me
continue.
finish, but
complete.
I have a
Yeah,
clarification.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely you can question. So now just one query came that, okay, animal being can select their food properly, what human being cannot. That's wrong actually, very honestly, because suppose that one rabbit or one human being has gone to jungle, and that rabbit is a sick, or the human being is with a cancer patient. The the lion cannot know that, okay, that this food object is having some problem. So because they have not that intelligence much more, they have not the machinery to check him, so he will just eat that particular that food object. And we can see that, okay, the many elephants as well as dogs as well as lions also, they are dying from food poisoning. So it's not that they are taking the proper foods by their intelligence. Yes, you can say that they have not much more intelligence. For that reason, they cannot alter what they know. They know that, okay, this is my food, this is my food. Now how it can be altered or how it can be checked, that they don't know. Yes, human being has altered, human being has cooked, but also human being has rediscovered the measurement, that whether this food is correct or not, whether this food, even today, when Kalyan is giving us the study, then at least in a fruit, what is the food value, what is the pH value, what is the protein value, what is this caloric value, this human being knows. This one lion or one bird on this peoples don't know. So what was right, what was wrong, no one knows. But at least human being has thought some different angle, 360-degree angle, with a lateral point of view. That is the natural thing or fact that we can see. That's it from my side.
So yeah. So the question comes
Also
here
want
is,
to
can we live like the animals? Can we live
Yeah,
without
No,
Nandini,
we
rest?
cannot.
Nandini, you have
We cannot
some
live.
observation?
I
Nandini, you
also
wanted to
want
share
to
some
put some
Yeah,
observation?
I
point.
mean, I have some observation, but I don't want to get into any argument, honestly, but I will
You
put
think
my
about it. You
observation.
can think about it. You all
No,
can
no, I
think
don't
about
have
it,
to
because
think about
I
it.
have done.
I
See,
can
even
observe.
I
I
was
can.
with Gauravji. Gauravji is a
Wait, do you
fruitarian.
want me to speak or you want to continue speaking? You
I
can
wanted to
continue.
speak something. If you can,
Yeah,
you
please,
all
please,
follow.
Shruti, continue.
Yeah.
Continue. Yeah.
So I was with Gauravji. I have done many fruit fasting, festival. They call it fruit festival. So initially, me and Gauravji only started actually. What is that? Navratri festival. Actually, it started with both of us. But then I started observing, like, see, when can we are a community, like human beings live in a community. Can we be just like a monkey? I just got this thought. Can we just live like a monkey? Yes, we are generating lot of garbage. I agree. We are into desires. I agree. Because the main cause here is not the food. I think the main cause of all this garbage is a desire. which is creating all these things, like the Kalyanji was talking about success, because we want success. So to get success, we are doing what all things we should not do. For example, we are see, the way we people are connected here is also um, invention of a human being. We all are online here. Otherwise, if this revolution would have not happened, we were never, like, I'm from Bangalore, one is from Bombay, one is from, all are from different parts of our country. Okay, this evolution, how it happened? Only because of human intelligence. There are two parts, like one is positive and one is negative. Always see, even the internet has a positive effect and a negative effect. People are using it for different uh, um, what for
Different
like
purposes.
their purposes. Okay, so if you are using it in a good way, it is helpful to you, the way we are using the internet. So how it all happens? See, plastic is not good, but then we are buying mobiles. Why we should buy mobiles? It has plastic, it has
Well,
rubber, it has so many things. um, like we should live like a monkeys, right? Then why we are
no,
not living like?
here something I have to say. I have to say, please. So, Shruti, I mean, what you are saying that okay, whether we should again going, we'll go to live like a monkey. Why not? Very honestly, now I'm just telling from my opposite
Why
point
not?
of view.
Why not?
I'm telling you,
Exactly.
yeah. Why? Thing is that now monkey or lion cannot think that whether their living habit is right or wrong, or
It
a
is
human
natural
being
for
is.
them. It is
No, yeah,
natural for them.
exactly, because they have not the rational thinking. They cannot think that okay, how human being is living their life, whether it's good or bad, they cannot think. Whereas human being, at least after living very much pollution and all these things, they can understand that okay, fine, monkey is living like this way, so we can adopt this particular thing, jungle thing, in our own life also. Now also people are going to jungle, they are doing the retreat, they are living in jungle huts.
Not
Even
retreats. That is not
let
natural.
wait, let me complete. Let me No, natural unnatural you cannot say like this. It's a totally perception.
No,
Okay, you
the
cannot say.
question arises from natural and
Mhm.
unnatural only, because the food is natural, which fruits are natural food. Okay, so we have to eat that. Okay, but why we should not eat natural? Why we should not live naturally in the jungles without the homes, without the clothes?
No, I'm
Why
not
we should
telling
not
that. I'm
live the life naturally? Why we are
Yeah,
living
exactly.
like human beings in a superior way? We are wearing dresses, we are cutting our hairs. Why we should not leave our hair? Why we should cut our, where is the scissor coming from?
No,
Why
that
we
you are
have to cut our
thinking.
hair?
No.
See,
Basically,
if
Shruti,
we are
basically,
eating natural food, then we have to live naturally, right?
no, basically,
This
Shruti, you
is
are
my
thinking that
question.
okay. No. Basically, you are thinking that we are wearing the clothes and we are cutting the hairs. For that reason, we are superior. But that has a problem. I mean, that's not
No,
very.
no, it is not.
Let me
It is
complete.
not.
Let me complete. Please let me complete. I'm not. These things are very cosmetic. How we are living. Kalyan has put his beards. I have not put my beards. So that doesn't mean that okay, Kalyan is jungly and I'm not jungly. Okay, so that's not the thing. Thing is that yeah. So even the people's Andaman Nicobar, there are some peoples are there and they are not going outside. They are totally naked. Okay, so that doesn't mean they are totally unintelligent. They are also human being. They are the intelligence also. Okay, but they have put their
Not,
intelligence
see,
is a.
we are not talking about others. We have to talk about ourselves. Okay. When we are following natural food, okay, why don't we live naturally? This is my question.
Yeah,
I
there are
want to put
proposals.
one point here. Can I?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike,
Okay.
please,
So I
please.
think I was reading
We have just
some
1 minute
articles.
left. Yeah, please go ahead.
So
Yeah.
can we share after that then?
No,
So
please,
that
please go ahead. Please go
okay.
ahead. You can complete and then
So
we'll
so
start the next topic.
basically, what I thought is it is not about the food and the comfort, the outer or inner, like why should we live to the jungle or why should we eat this? I think it is about the comfort we are searching for, because I think human beings earlier days they were used to hunt, then they used to produce doing farming, then they understand that doing farming or eating vegetables they can store food as well for long times, like for 6 months, 3 months. So they have make the warehouses so that they can work for 2 3 months or they can store that food and they can eat for the long time as well. So there is a comfort in the food. So we converted that. Then again, in the same, the living standard as well, we found comfort because we used to feel cold, and in the summer days we used to feel hot. So it is all about the comfort. If you
Why?
see it very clearly, on the bodily level, or similarly at the mental level, we all are seeking comfort. That's why we are purchasing ACs. There is a global warming in the world, but we don't care about that because we know that in my room there is a AC. So there is my comfort in AC. So I have a
Uh,
car which has a AC. So it is
it's
all
it's
about
it's
the
not
comfort,
only
I think.
no, it's not only comfort actually. If we are thinking about the